Well, first of all, I want to take my hat off to these coaches and these players. You know, they were put in a tough situation, thrown in the fire right away, but they came back and they worked on an off week. They got better. They came back this week and they got better, and they fought tonight. Every Big Ten game's going to be like this. If you just look around the conference, everything's a tight game like this, and you got to win the full quarter, and we did.
What did that mean to you to meet your team in the locker room after your first win as interim coach?
Well, I mean, it felt good. Like I said, you're happy for the kids. You're happy they've been through a lot, and they had to, like I told them before. I said, right now, the situation we're in, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You got to do it for the man to the right and the man to the left.
What was your thought process when Casey wound up through that long pass to Trey? Trey runs under it. Maybe the emotions going through you in that moment. What you saw in that play?
Well, when I seen Trey, he was even with him, and then I seen Casey launch it. We always tell Casey when you're throwing the ball to Trey, just hit your back foot and throw it far as you can, and he'll go get it. And it worked out in our favor.
You held them to 290 yards. What can you say about the defense and bouncing back from the tough end of the first half there?
They played lights out. They played lights out. I want to say they were on third down conversions. I think they were 2 out of 15 on third down conversion. So that means the defense was getting off the field. They were fired up and they played lights out.
What do you think the reason for that was? Maybe was it just Bill Bush's new kind of vision, or did the kids just have that much of a will to win?
Well, you take your hat off to the kids first, and then you take your hat off to Bill for simplifying some things and the way they practice. These kids got a lot of pride. They've been close. They've been close on a lot of games. So they finally got to the fourth quarter today and separated themselves in the full quarter. They played 4 quarters of football, finally. That's how you win close games. You got to play 4 quarters.
What did you see from Malcolm Bartok tonight?
Malcolm's a little warrior, a little young kid. He's about 17, 18. Yeah, he played big. He's a kid from down south from Mississippi. It's not too big for him. He's a confident kid, and we talked to him all week about if you don't block it, you got to pick it up and score. And he did that, but he played lights out at corner. And I told him, I said, they're not going to throw at you, they're going to throw at you. And he held his own.
What did you see on Turner's ejection?
Well, Turner said he didn't punch him. And the kid was down. His helmet was down in his eyes. He couldn't get up, so he pushed the kid down. But the referee said it was a punch. So we'll look at it on the tape, and if it was a bad call, we'll turn it in. And the ref also told me that also on the sideline. If he missed it, just let him know, and we'll turn it in.
Mickey, what do you think that fourth quarter can do for the guys going ahead?
Well, I think right now, just their mental right now is like, we can win the fourth quarter. We can win close games because they've been so close. They've been so close, and they finally got to a Big Ten game and got to the fourth quarter, and they finished in the fourth quarter.
Mickey, you mentioned in the press conference earlier this week that you wanted to see a play from special teams, and the special teams was really solid tonight. So that blocked punt, how good did that feel?
That was big. We talked about that all week, and it was executed, to the best we can execute it. Joey did a really good job of getting these kids ready. But we said we had a punt that we needed to block, and somebody had to make a play. And I thought, like you said, I thought they special teams played solid tonight.
How important was the physical aspect to you tonight, and how do you feel that you guys performed in that area?
I thought they put their face in the fan. I didn't see anybody shy away. We still had some missed tackles, but I thought for the most part they got them down and they were physical. We said at the beginning of the game, whoever's the most physical team's going to win the game.
You want to lean on him there on that last touchdown drive? You really went to Anthony. Were you pleased with just how you were able to kind of grind out? I think it was a 6-minute drive there.
Yeah, and early in the game, he wasn't seeing it. So, I was asking Apple, why is he bouncing everything? And he told me why he was bouncing, but he wasn't seeing it. So we told him just slow down a little bit because we thought Casey thought he was rushing a lot of the runs. Slow down a little bit, see it, let it develop, and then hit it.
What was the sequence? You brought Chuba in on the 9-yard line in the first half. Was Casey hurt? Or is that you want to go to someone else there?
No, Chuba needs reps. We thought Casey was struggling, needed to see it sometimes, Coach Osborne did that with us. Took us out sometimes the third or fourth series so you can see it from the sideline. So now you can see what the defense is trying to do to you. So sometimes it's good to take him out. Probably won't be the first time that we take him out and let Chuba go in. You know, Chuba's capable of making plays, and I know he had a turnover in the end zone, but just help Casey see it from the sideline.
How hard is it when a game is that choppy? I'm not saying asking you to comment on officiating, but how much of a challenge is that when you're behind the chains a lot and the clock's stopping all the time?
I got to do the better job with this team. I know we have officials at practice Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm probably going to have the officials at practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I got to do a better job. I got to do a better job of getting them to play under control. And I told them, I said, that the non-moving penalties irritates me. And a couple of, pass interference calls, I thought one of the balls was, wasn't catchable, but they had them locked up. They had them covered. You just had to move your feet. But, it's things that we can clean up, and we'll go back and look at it and get better. But if you're going to be an aggressive football team, you're going to have some of those penalties if you're going to be aggressive. But, we're going to go back and look at it because we don't condone that, and we'll get better.
One or two more for Coach. Casey looked to take a pretty hard hit when he came out, and Chubb in for one play. Casey comes back, makes the 71-yard throw after that. What can you say about his bounce back ability in that spot?
Well, Casey's a tough kid. Casey comes from a tough family. And when we went out to get him, he grabbed me. He said, "I'm going back in the game." So, with me, I'm like, okay, go back in.
Anything else for Coach?
You got a short week here with the game Friday. What's like tomorrow like, and just you got to kind of jump back to it?
It'll be the 24-hour rule, then we got to get ready for Rutgers.
How's that first one feel, Nick?
Just 1-0 this week. You know how it goes. Just got to take one at a time. Like I said, I'm happy for the kids. I'm happy for the coaches. As a head coach, you sit up here, but you got to give praise to the guys that's underneath you that put the work in. I'm just leading them right now, but I'm happy for them because they put a lot of work in. They work hard. They're doing things extra what I'm asking them to do. So it's not, it's a little different for them, but they're adapting to it and they understand and see what I'm seeing.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.